Hi and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be taking you through some of my favourite plants for August. I'm going to start in this part of the garden, and that is where the calendulas are. Now, these calendulas were planted along with the sweet peas. We started to sow them from seed in March this year. So from March to August, look at what we've got. We've got amazing calendulas there looking fantastic, really healthy and happy in the garden. And we've also got sweet peas that are towering up over the fence, which, as you can see, is quite high. Now, I just love it. The fragrance as well from this part of the garden, just to be able to stand here and smell this beautiful scent is just divine. I love it. It is so amazing when you come out into a garden or you walk into somebody else's garden and you've got that whiff of scent. You know, it's just, there's nothing like it. And the calendulas provide me with so much cheer. I love them. Now, we'll start at this side. We've got Pink Surprise. So this is Calendula officinalis Pink Surprise at this side. And look at the bee enjoying himself there. I think these are a really gorgeous colour. It's almost like an apricot tinge to the leaves there. Really beautiful, and the bees joining me with that. Next to them, the seed from Snow Princess, which is this variety here. All planted at the same time, but look what we've got something very different coming through here. The packet did say that the centres could be either dark or yellow, but I definitely think I prefer the yellow, and we will certainly be collecting the seed from this because that to me does it. It's so cheery, it's so vibrant. I love that lovely yellow centre. Yes, I do like the dark centre of this one, but I prefer that lovely sunshine yellow centre there. Then onto my favourite, which is Indian Prince. Look at these beauties. Now, we've grown this one for a few years now, and this is just gorgeous. It's vibrant, you know, it's colourful, has that pop of colour into the garden. And as far as calendulas go, it doesn't get much better than some of the beauties that we have here in the garden. There are so many varieties now out there, and they're all well worth trying because it's just so nice to have something in the garden. I mean, Calendula officinalis has been grown in this country for hundreds and hundreds of years, and it was used, you know, in many hundreds of years ago as an ointment, creams and stuff like that. This has all kinds, and still is today, and it has all kinds of uses, so many uses, and I just love it. You can also have the petals. So if you come in, cameraman, for me. So all these lovely petals you could literally use in a salad. Imagine how beautiful your salads would look if you include some of these different colours in there. It just adds that little bit of difference, and I just think they're amazing. Now, I've noticed while I'm stood here, I've got my secateurs over here because I've been doing some deadheading earlier, but I've noticed that there's just a couple of flowers going over. And the key is we want our flowers to keep going. We want to keep the display going for as long as possible. The worst thing to do now, and I've said this in my August tour, but the worst thing that we can do is just leave things to go to rack and ruin. Sometimes we need to get the secateurs out and we need to deadhead, and this is one of those cases. Now, when you start to deadhead, certainly with calendulas, you can see this one here. See the petals falling off. It's all about to go to seed. And that's the last thing at this moment in time that we want it to do. Later on in the year, of course, that will be perfect because then we can let the plants go to seed and we can collect the seed when they're ready. But at the minute, we want to keep that display going. So I'm going to take that back, and I'm not just going to, do you know what, because we've got a flower there, I'm just going to take it back to that point there. Okay, so that's gone. And I'm going to see any more because there is a few more. So look, so we've got one here. I'm going to take that right back a little bit. And you just go through them because the last thing you want is them to do this. Look, all the petals are falling away. You don't want them to go to seed. I'm going to take that one right back. just because it's hanging over the path there, and put those in my little black bin, and they will go into the green waste. But that's the way to keep things going. Also, moving on from calendulas and the beauty of them, if you've not grown them before, sorry, before I finish, grow them, give them a try, get the kids involved. You know, at the end of the day, you're planting these. We started to grow them from seed in March. Look at that display. Look at what you could be having in your garden. I'm trying to look for any more dead heads now as I'm going through. But look what you can have in your garden next year. And there's so many varieties to choose from. The thing is, oh, I've noticed one, I've seen one, sorry. Let's have a go. Right, there you go. I knew there was one that had caught my eye earlier. I didn't want him to slip away. Right, so yeah, if you've not tried these, give them a try. To be honest with you, my only regret is that we didn't sow more calendulas, because I just love them, and next year we will be sowing more, I guarantee, so watch this space. On to the sweet peas. Sweet peas are, again, looking fantastic. There is one snag with this. If I left all these flowers on for another 2 days, they'll all start going to seed, literally. I've just seen one there. So the seed pod forming there, and that's the last thing that I want. It's a small one at the minute. That will expand. The seeds will grow, they will ripen, and that is really not what I want, so I'm taking that away. What I really need to do is go through this whole plant this evening and take every single flower that there is on there that I can see off, bring them into the house, put some around the house. Also might have some for the table outside as well, just to enjoy when we're out and about. But that way we prolong the season, and that's what it's all about, keeping that season going. We don't want the plants to go to seed. Well, we do, but not just yet. But everything's looking fantastic. Sweet peas are really, really easy to grow. Look at this one. Look at this bee. Look at this. He's enjoying that. He's enjoying all the nectar from that. He's very happy. But they are amazing to grow. They're great to get the kids involved in gardening as well, but they are fantastic for scent, and it's just, I could just stand in this part of the garden all afternoon literally and enjoy it. But they're a firm favourite. So far I've got calendulas and sweet peas. They are my favourite. I'm going to move on to something else now. Now this is Persicaria and Plexicalis firetail. Look at that. Beautiful red plumes, really, really tall plants. Look how tall it is. Absolutely massive plant, really massive, and enjoying lots of drinks at the minute, because sometimes the leaves can get a little bit brown if it gets too dry, or we found that anyway. But this is a really great plant. The bees like it, and not only that, I think it fills a space. It's one of those that when it's in a garden, it will take over unless you do the simple thing. Pull pieces of it out, dig pieces out. You know, at the end of the day, we're limited for space to a certain extent. It's a nice sized garden, this, but we're limited. We wouldn't want to grow Persicaria throughout the entire garden. We've got it in various places, but we wouldn't want it to take over. So what we do is just keep it in check. You know, they're lifted, they're divided, and also during the year, if it did get out of place and started spreading into areas where we didn't want it, we'd pull it out. So it's absolutely a fantastic plant to have. Really do recommend it. Persicaria is one of my favourites. There are so many varieties. There's another variety I like, which is a low growing one. So if you wanted more of a small Persicaria, not something this big in your garden, you could have Persicaria superba. If you look at superba, that's a low growing variety, perfect for a rockery area, but it's one that we grow as well. We've grown it for a long time and we really do like it. So there is a Persicaria for everyone. I've also seen when we were out quite recently, I can't remember where it was. I think it was RHS Bridgewater, I'm not sure, but there was a white variety there that looked really nice, but it's a bit wishy-washy for me. But someone else that really appreciates white in a garden, which I do, too, but just the Persicaria itself, because the flowers are so slim in general, I think it needs that pop of colour, otherwise it can be wishy-washy, and when they start to fade and go over, they can look a little bit untidy, but for somebody else that could be amazing. But Persicaria is a must-have. Now, on to Phlox. Phlox is one of my favourite plants, certainly for this time of year. And in our garden at the minute, my favourite Phlox is, well, I have two, but my favourite one at this moment of time is Phlox David. Now, David is a beautiful white Phlox, absolutely gorgeous flowers, and it just does the business. It looks fantastic. It is so happy in the garden, enjoying the sun, and the scent from this, it's a nice scent. Every Phlox is different. The scent is never the same. You notice, you just think, oh, Phloxes are scented. Yes, they are scented, but they are never the same scent. And Phlox David has something really amazing to offer to the proceedings. I think that's a really nice, delicate scent. It's quite strong, it's heady, it's strong, but at the same time, it's not a sickly sweet scent. It's a really nice one to have. And I love the foliage as well. I just love those light green leaves. I think they're really, really nice, but the white flowers really do it for me. I just think they're fantastic. My other Phlox, I will show you now, is Phlox paniculata Spätsommer. Now, Spätsommer is a really beautiful Phlox. Again, it's great to look at, great scent. Again, slightly different kind of scent to David, but still great scent coming from that. We have this in various parts of the garden. Also, this is a slug friendly plant for those of you that struggle growing Phlox because of slugs. This is perfect. Spätsommer is really the best one because it just doesn't get nobbled. I can tell you something though, there is another Phlox on a certain table over here that I'm going to show you. On this table we have plants that tend to get nobbled by the slugs, and this Phlox is one of them. We're not able to grow this in our borders. This is Phlox Bright Eyes. Bright Eyes, truly a gorgeous one. Actually, my all-time favourite. I love the name. I can't grow it, or I should say we can't grow it in the borders because it gets nobbled, but scent is amazing. It's growing well. He's happy in a lovely terracotta pot on the table, enjoying pride of place, right at the head of the garden, right next to the summer house. Very, very happy plant, and I'm so happy to see this flowering because we've tried it in the border for so long and it just gets eaten to oblivion and we never get to enjoy these flowers. Now we've got the flowers, delicious scent just where you need it, and I think that's amazing. But Phloxes really do add something to the proceedings. In August, you really, really want to enjoy the rest of the time that you've got of perfect flowers, of flowers everywhere, of all that abundance, because if you think about it, we've got August, September, October, November. Now is the time to be enjoying it, and for August, Phloxes are just perfect. Our Spätsommer Phlox on the, well, they've actually started here as well. They've started to go over. What will happen here is all these spent flowers will come away, and we'll actually take them away. Paul took some away earlier, look, because otherwise they look untidy. So what we normally do is we take those away, right? I've dropped them on the floor, pick them up later. Now that just makes the plant look neater, makes the flower head look neater. The reason being, it allows the other flowers, because there's buds in there that haven't yet flowered, they will burst open within the next few weeks and we'll get more flowers on there. We will also give this plant, and all the other Phloxes, well, the whole garden, but especially the Phloxes, will give them a really great feed as well, and that will just help them to respond to the calling of flowering again, because that's what we want, more flowers for our money, and we want that delicious scent in the garden. I know we're saying about Bright Eyes, but I think as far as scent goes, it's got to be Spätsommer that wins with me, hands down. But anyway, let's go on now to something else. Crocosmia. Crocosmia in the garden is just the most wonderful thing. My favourite is Lucifer. I'll show you that in a minute. Doesn't seem to flower for a long period really. But my second favourite in our garden is one called Babylon. So Crocosmia Babylon, and this is it. It's like a fiery orange red colour. Absolutely amazing. We've got red on there, we've got orange, so the outside is red, but we've got that orange in there. Absolutely gorgeous. Babylon is lovely, it's vibrant, it's happy, it's cheery, and it just provides such a contrast here next to the phloxes, certainly next to the white phlox there. Beautiful white. And we've got Crocosmia Babylon battling away there in the wind, just enjoying that breeze and providing us with so much colour. I do like one of the smaller varieties as well. This is probably one of Paul's favourite kind of Crocosmia, and it's Crocosmia citronella. This is a low growing variety, but look at those lovely flowers. They're still beautiful in their own right, very cheery. I think obviously I prefer the big vibrant oranges and reds, but this yellow does have something to offer. I'm going to take you over to another Crocosmia, well, two Crocosmias actually. One is in flower, one is finished. Now, the one that's in flower, I cannot remember the name of this. We've had this for quite a long time and I do not remember the name, but it is beautiful. It's vibrant, it does the trick, it just looks stunning. It's great to have in the garden. Like I said, there's all kinds of Crocosmias. There's so many different types around, so many different varieties, and you can just, I love it just before they begin to flower as well, when these heads come up, these flower stems. Look at these two, green fly, they're enjoying themselves. Let me blow them away. So, but look, they just look great as they're about to flower. Those flower stems come up, then all of a sudden they begin to open. But they are beautiful and they provide so much colour. I do like the vibrant plants, the vibrant colours, and certainly with Crocosmia I'm no different. I'm going to take you over to my friend now. Now this one is Crocosmia Lucifer. He's flowered already, he's gone over. He's flowered in the front as well and finished in the front garden. Now I will say this, Crocosmia Lucifer can form over a few years a really nice clump and can get to say so high. It's quite a tall, when it comes to Crocosmias, Lucifer is quite tall. You might have to keep an eye on him because he's not invasive, but what he does do is tend to flop over in wind, so it's nice to be surrounded by companions that he can grow amongst and they just keep him steady. But he's going to be amazing when he takes hold in this border. I love it. Takes hold is the wrong word, he's not invasive, but I just think he's going to be amazing in this space. I love the vibrant red of Lucifer. Absolutely amazing name and an amazing plant to grow. Another one I want to show you is this beautiful Echinacea. Echinaceas are truly amazing plants. I absolutely love them. This one is a variety called Magnus. With Echinaceas, I really love touching the central part of the flower and that lovely bobbly feeling as you touch it. But I'm telling you now, bees adore this plant. Normally you will find it just covered in bees, and that's what I love about Echinaceas. They are amazing, but this variety, Magnus, is well worthy of being in your garden. If you can grow it, you know, give it a try, because it is absolutely amazing. I love it. I could stand watching this just blow gently in the breeze all day. It's such a beautiful one. You can't beat Echinaceas. On to another plant. This one is Aster Twilight. A beautiful aster. I know they've changed the name from Aster, but I'm not going to even try and pronounce it. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it because I'm not going to be very successful at doing so. But Aster is what it will always be known to me. And I just think Twilight is a really beautiful one. We did have issues with this. Growing this and trying to keep it in the border whilst it comes up, it just gets nobbled for us straight away. So I think it's one of those where we've had to put it right in and get it into pots first to get it to grow, and then as soon as August has come, what Paul's done is got them into the ground. They needed to go in, to be honest with you, because they're looking too good to be in pots. I always think certain plants in pots are a waste, and I think this is one of them. It should be allowed to be free in the garden doing its thing. And obviously the slug rounds and things, taking the slugs to the field and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, this is doing well now. It seems to be okay in the garden, and it is such a beautiful aster. If you've not grown this one before, this is another one that we recommend as well. Obviously you'd need to keep it, till probably best thing to do is let it grow into a really healthy big clump in a pot or container before planting it out into the garden, and that way you give it the best chance, you really do. But this one is truly amazing. Absolutely love it. You don't normally see me in this part of the garden. This is our shady area, but there was something I just had to show you. I just had to share it. Geranium nodosum, or also known as shade-loving geranium. This plant is something that you can grow in deep shade, in semi-shade, and it flowers beautifully. It's really cheery. The flowers are gorgeous, and for that shady area where you're looking for something to flower, but something to hopefully self-seed as it does freely, this is the plant for you. Geranium nodosum, such gorgeous flowers. Just look, so delicate, so beautiful, such vibrant foliage as well. Look at that green. It's really, really beautiful, yet it loves to grow in shade. And you can see here where some of the seeds have already been dispersed by this one. Wow. So we're going to have lots more plants coming up, probably through the gravel actually, and it's going to be amazing. But this is one we've been growing for years and years and years, and we do recommend it. If you've got a shady area in your garden and you like geraniums, this is the plant for you. This is my vibrant table. There's so much going on here, but I wanted to show you this one pot, and this is a pot filled with beautiful zinnias. Zinnias are absolutely amazing. They're so vibrant. I am loving the beautiful red. Red is my favorite color. I say that on so many videos, but it's the truth. Absolutely love it. And these zinnias are no exception. They've had to be protected from the slugs, but now they've actually finally been placed in a larger pot, because they've been in quite small pots up until recently. We've got them into this larger pot, and they are looking great, and they're going to thank us for that by keeping this display of flowers going. But you can't beat it. If you like vibrant colours but you don't fancy putting them throughout the borders, you have a more softer colour scheme, basically you can create something like this. Have a table where you put all the pots on with the really vibrant reds on, vibrant oranges. Get a table and literally do what we've done here, and it's just a great way of cheering up a space, and it has a really nice effect as well. When you look through the garden from the house and you see just this hot bed, or hot table I should say, it really does the job. You just look and you think, wow. Also, this dahlia I really like. This one is a gorgeous one. It came back from the Tatton flower show with us. But again, these vibrant colours, and so many dahlias are like this, and they just do it for me. It's just my kind of thing. I'd basically fill the whole garden, I think, with plants like this. Again, dahlias can be prone to being damaged by slugs, so it's something that you just need to keep an eye on. But it just shows that you can be kind to all the creatures in the garden, but you can also grow the things that you want to grow as well. You just have to do it a little bit differently sometimes. But this is great. I'm just loving it. So I'm looking forward to spending the rest of the afternoon outside. It's been so lovely showing you some of my favourite plants for August. It's nice to have you all with me again. I've really enjoyed it. Now, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you've not already done so. Totally free to subscribe. If you like the video, please feel free to share it on social media with people that you know who you think might be interested in seeing our videos. And it's been fantastic having you here, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon on the next one. In the meantime, please take care.